So now that we got that one out of the way, it's time for the main fucking course. Right here.
It is.
This is where it's all at.
You'll believe it when you see it.
And you really will in the case of this movie.
It's Troll Hunter.
Troll Hunter.
They're hunting for trolls in Norway.
So,
again.
I can't even believe this film exists, to be honest.
It's awesome that it exists, though.
This is, like he said, a Norwegian film based on a series of attacks that have been going on in this Norwegian township, I guess. And the locals are blaming it on bear attacks. But there's one man, and one man alone, as there always is, that thinks that there's something else going on. And
who is that?
He's a poacher, by the way.
He's the Troll Hunter.
So,
where in the fuck did this movie come from, though?
Norway.
It's like one of those.
If you can believe
it's
it.
one of those movies that you hear everybody talking about online, like when I guess one of those word of mouth things, and then the movie turns into this documentary crew that are for their school project. It's the school project to make a documentary on something, and they find out that this guy is not actually hunting for these bears. And this guy actually at first doesn't want to go along with him, the troll hunter. But he's like, something has to be done about this. They're hiding this from the public. Nobody knows that these creatures exist. And so he's like, okay, if I tell you what's going on, you have to promise me that you'll film everything and all this, So as it turns out, it's kind of a first person look at his.
It's what now?
First person.
I thought it was like the Sean Connery.
It's a first person.
Seriously though, the funniest thing about this movie though to me is that all of the trolls have these little unique things about them. Like they only, if you're a Christian, they can smell you more or something like that.
Yeah.
So nobody can be a Christian. That's the big thing because if you are,
people
and you go
in Norway
out,
don't like Christians.
If you go out and look for them, like they'll catch you and try to kill you. Apparently, something about Christian blood, they can smell it.
They smell the Christian blood.
It's weird though that it would have a backstory that's that in detail too about what the trolls do and why they're there and that kind of stuff.
And ways they can kill the trolls.
Yeah, and there's a whole.
And hey, honestly, man, just how well made this movie is, because this is a first person look. It's the found footage thing again, basically, but something that's vastly different about this compared to the other movies. The cinematography in this looks amazing. It's not one of those deals where you can't tell it's in high def or anything. The cameras they used on this were unreal.
But you got to admit, though, just like I did, the first time you see the troll in this movie, you're like, "What the fuck?"
Well, that makes it even better because, okay, for one thing, they're hunting trolls.
Right.
Okay? So the worst thing you could do is make the troll like a really,
like
scary.
like Rumpelstiltskin or something.
Try to make it scary looking, you know. And these, like, the trolls are just amazing looking in this because they're goofy. And he explains in the movie, the troll hunter does, that the trolls are stupid. That they're dumb creatures, And they
got, for one thing, they got 3 heads.
They're like retarded beasts walking around.
It's just, it's amazing, really.
It's an experience. I mean, like, when I first saw it, the first 15, 20 minutes after I started into it, I was like, holy shit. I mean, this is just the type, because some people don't like the first person thing, but I kind of love it. And to add the hokiness factor to it too, where these creatures just look ridiculous.
Yeah, and the weird thing is though, I mean, I know they look stupid and everything, but I couldn't really tell how they did that. It was visual effects, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that had to be harder than hell to do because the camera was
because it actually looks pretty. I mean, they don't look realistic, but it looks like it blends in with the environment.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. The CG doesn't look like it's sticking out everywhere.
Which is a pretty big accomplishment because it's from fucking Norway. Like, what are they? They had to have a big budget on this film or something.
I mean, and then there's the massive creature at the end that's like the mecha troll, or they don't really. I don't remember what they call it exactly.
I don't know. Mechatroll.
It's it leads up to that moment where he's talking about, it's just all these different breeds of trolls and shit like that, and this is the big one, and the effects work in this is really amazing, like we were saying. I mean, the fact that it's shaky camera in some of those scenes and it blends right in. I mean, that had to take forever to get that to look that good,
Oh, I'm sure it did, yeah. So ultimately, it is a very entertaining and almost like a Ray Harryhausen type of film, the way that they did the effects and the creature effects in it.
Yeah, I think some of it was kind of a nod to that.
Yeah.
Even though they were, it wasn't the claymation stuff or anything, but it was, I had a lot of fun with this. This isn't the typical movie we review.
No, it's like the farthest thing from a typical horror film that you'll ever see. It's not really a horror film.
I think it's a group that actually took a chance on something, made something different, and it actually worked.
I wonder if they got their backing from like the Norwegian government or something. You know how sometimes they'll give people breaks for making films and stuff. But it is an entertaining film, and it's
Blu-ray's really good.
Yeah,
too.
It's completely unique to
because Norway's a beautiful country anyway, and you get a lot of great outdoor shots and stuff, and I just really thought it was an awesome flick.
The only thing that throws me about this film, it's Norwegian accents are fucking annoying as hell. Like, it just sounds like a series of clicks and pops and stuff, and it's really annoying to listen to. So I recommend you just turn off the shit and read the subtitles or something, because it's...
Well, I just got the English dubbing, and I'm sure some of the nerds will be mad at me for that.
It's horrible to try listening to all that stuff that's going on. But the Blu-ray, though, the Magnolia release...
The Blu-ray disc!
Features deleted scenes, improv and bloopers, extended scenes, visual effects, behind the scenes, and HDNet, a look at Troll Hunter. So this was released by Magnet.
Yeah, it just came out not too long ago, and it's actually at Walmart.
It says, this is killer too, it says PG-13 for some sequences of creature terror.
There's actually one scene in it where the trolls fart, too.
Yeah. Well, they're like big dumbass buffoons, really.
I just love this movie. This is probably one of my favorite, horror movie, or whatever. I don't even know if you want to call it a horror movie. Probably one of my favorites of the year, believe it or not. It's
hard to believe, but it is a really, really
well,
fun movie.
What the hell else come out this year, really?
It's true.
And it's like my absolute favorite, but one of the favorites, I would say. So, that's Troll Hunter. You can check it out now. The time is now. Go get it.
You can't buy it. The time is now.
So that's it for the show this week, folks. Hope everybody enjoyed it. If not, go fuck yourself. Fuck yourself and no one else.
That's true. So, without further ado, though, we're going to take you out to the lovely strains of Troll Hunter, so you can go home and watch that right now.
So, but we will be back next week, part 2 of our, Sean Clark expose, horror conventions, how they work, how people make money,
and why they can't be stopped. They'll never be stopped. You'll never get it.
It's
like nowadays, if they were to stop them, people like Kim Voorhees would just he'd walk into an old hotel room and just sit in there to reminisce about it. People were giving him $20 a pop.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll continue the discussion about horror conventions, and I'm sure everybody will be sick to death of it by next week, but hell, that's how we do it.
Now you assholes can quit going on about it all the time.
You know how to work now, though. Sean's going to tell you, or he's already told you some shit. We'll be back next week. We're going to go to Scarefest and get really fucked up. So, till then, Creepy Kentuckian.
Uncle Bill.
You've been listening to the very first and only horror talk radio show ever worth a fuck. Over at DEADPIT.com.
Oh, I like a troll in the morning, troll in the evening, like a troll in the summertime. Trolls are my friends, I like a troll. In the evening.
You're gay.